Morning. It's about 9:30 in the morning on July the 5th, 2021. I woke up this morning with no intention of putting up a video today, and then a very funny thing happened to me. I run my bath and I know more or less within a centimetre where I can run it to, so that when I get in it just touches the bottom of the overflow and doesn't go running out of the overflow. Anyway, this morning I ran my bath, did my usual things, got in, and the water started to go down the overflow. And then I wanted to laugh out loud because I'm thinking to myself, why do you think you can keep gaining weight and not move a bigger volume of water when you get into the bath? Is that the right way of putting it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I take up more of the bath, so the water is going to go up and down the overflow, isn't it? And this morning I sort of sat there in the bath, I lie down actually, I can lie my length in our bath, but I was there thinking, there's water running down the overflow. Yes, you silly woman, it's because there's more of you. And I kind of thought, you need to touch base with yourself, you need to face reality. And then I was lying there thinking, F is for F'd off with myself, basically, because every ounce or gram that I've gained has been my responsibility and my choice. So I thought F is for facing the facts and fessing up. So I'm fessing up to myself as much as I'm fessing up to anybody else. It's a reality check. I'm going to talk honestly about how I've been feeling and what I've been doing. But please, please, I don't want comments that say things like, you've done it before, you can do it again. Because I am not at the end of my journey. This is an ongoing journey. I started this weight loss journey in 2010. We're now in 2021. I might live to be 70, I might live to be 75, I might live to be 80. This journey will never end for me. Well, not unless I want to actually go back to being the big fat woman I used to be, which I don't think I do, really. I don't think I do. So what have I been doing and what has happened? I've been not giving a toss, basically. I can skip meals really easily. I can not eat really easily because I'm never hungry. I don't feel hunger. So when my head gets into the mindset that I can't be bothered, it's easier not to eat. It's not going to affect me really physically because I'm never hungry. And in fact, a lot of people would say they focus on doing a keto plan because it takes away any hunger. Well, I don't do keto, but I don't have a problem with hunger. Anyway, so what I've been doing, I've been getting up in the morning, I've been having breakfast. This is, we're looking back over the last couple of weeks. Getting up in the morning, having breakfast. Some days I've been having lunch. Some days can't be bothered. Such a busy day, so much I need to get done today, things I want to achieve, things that have to be done, places I have to go, etc, etc, etc. I just won't bother having any lunch. But then what happens? By tea time, my mind shifts into that, oh, well, you've hardly eaten any calories today, just binge. And in reality, I cannot binge in the way I used to be able to binge. It's really funny now, in a lot of ways, because I can stand in the chocolate aisle in Asda, and I think Joe will back me up on this, but I stand there and I'm like, I don't know what I want. I know I want chocolate, but I don't know what I want. So Joe, bless him, because I'm blind, he'll read out every bar of chocolate on that aisle, and what do I say to 99% of them, Joe?
No, you don't like it.
Don't like it. Don't like it. I can't just eat it for the sake of it. So you can list all these crunchies, aeros, bounties, whatever you want to list. Don't like it, don't want it. So what I've been wanting was chocolate coated peanuts, and even then, when I bought them in Sainsbury's instead of in Asda, I opened them, ate a third of the packet, didn't like them, threw the rest in the bin. I find it very easy to throw food away today that is food I used to binge on and binge on and binge on and binge on. I can't eat the way I used to. But the thing is, because I had lost so much weight, because I was such a different size person, it's very, very, very easy to gain it back. And I've said on my channel so many times, 5% of people who lose a substantial amount of weight keep it off. And I always wanted to be one of the 95% of people who did keep it off. But because of what I've been doing, you know, I'm pushing myself into being one of the 5% out of choice. And my head, for the last 5 days, has been totally mental. I've been buying chocolate, like not a monumental amount, but too much for what I should be eating. Throwing at least 50% of it away because I don't want it. But yet, when I can't think of the right words to describe it, when that binging, that addictive, that insane feeling comes over me, it's what I want more than anything else in the world. It's what I want more than being slim. It's what I want more than being healthy. It's what I want more than actually being alive. I want to do that. And I look at it now, I can see it's the whole setup. It's the thrill of going shopping and buying it. It's the excitement of spending money. It's the putting it in bags and bringing it home. It's the getting it out of the car and bringing it out. It's the whole thing that for me is a problem, not just actually eating it. Because when I go through that whole rigmarole and then come home with the food, I actually don't want to eat it that much. And I can throw sometimes way more than 50% of it in the bin. But then the next day, the addiction comes over me. It's like, I have to liken it to alcoholism and drug addiction and gambling addiction. There are so many addictions today. People can be addicted to just about anything. And I think people are much more open about it today because we never used to see the issues around gambling addiction. Now, when you hear things on the television, you know, they're warning you, gamble responsibly. I can gamble responsibly because I hate wasting money like that. And I don't have a problem with gambling. But I can't shop responsibly and buy silly things responsibly. So a gambler, a person who's wasted all their life savings and whatever on gambling, is no worse than me. If you've got that problem, it's a hell of a job to overcome it. It's not an excuse, it's a problem I've got, right? And I know I'm doing it, and it's my choice. So I'm not saying, oh, woe is me, I've put weight on. But in the last week, from getting weighed the previous Friday to getting weighed this Friday, I gained 7.5 pounds. I can show you, I could tell you where every gram of that is, because it all goes on the top half of my body. I'm still wearing the same trousers, but I can't wear the same bras, can't wear the same jackets. And it's all, it's me, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, because I know what's going to happen, but it's not enough to stop me. Anyway, the proverbial hit the fan, because I had this really stupid idea. This is all part of the insanity of where I've been over the last 5 days. I had this really stupid idea. Okay, I need to get some weight off quickly to motivate me back into working Slimming World, to motivate me back into feeling good in my clothes and all this sort of stuff. I know it's not the answer, but when I'm in that mental state, anything goes. I could live on ice cubes, and I don't like ice in my drinks. So what did I do? These bloody awful things got hold of me again. Slim Fast. I bought 7 packs. What's 7 times 6? 42. 42 bottles of this dangerous stuff. Why did I buy this? Because if I'd have had the even more insane thought of going and doing Cambridge, I'd have had to front up to a woman, I'd have had to get weighed on her scales, I'd have had to be open and honest about it. I could do this in secret. Nobody would know. Wouldn't have to tell about it on my channel. Wouldn't have to share it with my, excuse me, my nose is itching. Wouldn't have to share it with my friends. Wouldn't have to share it with my husband. But I do live with Joe. And okay, he let me order it on Amazon. It's my business what I order on Amazon, I pay for it. He took delivery of it when the guy left it in the garage the other day. He brought it into the house and he said nothing, which was very good of him, until yesterday when not just the proverbial but the real shit hit the fan and he let rip at me. And do you know what? It's the best thing he's done for me this year. And he does a lot for me, but it's the best thing he's done for me this year. He called me out and he told me what I was doing was stupid and how many times I've shared it on my videos and said I wouldn't do it again, how many times I've talked about using lipotrim to lose 8.5 stone in 8 months. The same way people use Cambridge, it's the same stuff. The only saving grace for lipotrim is you have to do it under medical supervision. Anybody can fuck their lives up doing Cambridge. Anybody. As long as you pay your money. Nobody gives a toss about your health. There's nothing to stop you doing Cambridge. There's nothing to stop you doing Slim Fast when you're in the same mental state I was in. But at least to do lipotrim, I had to go and get weighed by a healthcare professional every week. I had to see my doctor every fortnight. And I lost 8.5 stone in 8 months. But in 6 months I put 9 back on. And doing this, you know, my intention was to do this for a couple of weeks, 3 a day, plus a litre of my meal, which would have brought me up to about 1,000 calories a day. I'm not going as low as 800 or 600, 1,000 calories a day. But when Joe called me out on it yesterday in no uncertain terms, it was like revelation. Because I couldn't see what I was doing. I didn't want to see what I was doing. And I was acting in a very insane, unstable fashion, all because of weight. Now, I haven't finished dieting. I never will finish dieting. But something else that actually fully revealed itself to me yesterday. And I've always said on my videos, and I firmly thought I believed, Slimming World is not a diet, it's a lifestyle. I don't believe that today. After sitting down yesterday, crying buckets, shouting and screaming, swearing like a trooper and then some, with Joe and my husband, and my husband was very, very calm yesterday because he's known me for 36 years. He knows what I'm like around food. He's seen every aspect of it. But after going through all of that and being really frank and really honest, weren't we, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything was said that needed to be said. I actually had the revelation that Slimming World is not, for me, a lifestyle. It never has been, because I've never 100% done it and not wanted to do something else, i.e. binge, come off plan, have a meal out, say it's my birthday, why shouldn't I eat what I like, say we're going on holiday, it doesn't matter what I do for a fortnight. Do you know something that's a lifestyle isn't impacted by all of those things? I have friends who eat quite normally, who go on holiday regularly when we haven't got a pandemic, but who would probably go abroad 3 or 4 times a year, who would go to different places in this country for long weekends and whatever. But they don't come back with a weight gain because they eat exactly as normally when they're on holiday as they eat when they're at home. They might have an ice cream one day. You know, they might have fish and chips if they were at the seaside, but they wouldn't have it every day. Now, my thing about going on holiday is it's an excuse to eat. My thing about having a birthday is it's an excuse to eat. My thing about anybody having a birthday is it's an excuse to eat. Let's celebrate an anniversary. It's an excuse to eat. If I was living a lifestyle, i.e. I was a type 1 diabetic, and I had to live a certain lifestyle because of my type 1 diabetes. And I'm not saying I'd wish that on anybody, because we know type 1 diabetics, it's not an easy life. If that was my situation, I couldn't say I'm going to go to Timbuktu for a fortnight and it doesn't matter if I gain a stone, I'll get it off again. Because when they're on holiday, they have to live the same lifestyle, as should somebody who's a type 2 diabetic, and if they don't want the diabetes to play up, they wouldn't think about going, and hopefully wouldn't think about going on holiday and gaining a stone in a week. I went to San Francisco for just over 2 weeks, and the only thing I sincerely remember about that holiday, apart from an amazing Levi shop in the centre of San Francisco, was the food. I could tell you every meal I ate and I didn't give a toss about how fattening it was. And believe me, in America, not many people give a toss about how fattening it is, because they eat very, very differently to the way we eat here. Very differently. And I'm not having a go at the Yanks. What I'm saying is their lifestyles are very different to ours. If I moved to America tomorrow, I could gain 5 stone in the first 6 months I was there by eating the way my cousin who lives in Austin, Texas eats. Because it's a different lifestyle. But the lifestyle I have is here. The shopping I do is here. The food that's available to me is here. But for me today, and going forward from today, I am acknowledging, for me, don't mind what you do, but for me, Slimming World is a diet. And when I watch other people do it on YouTube, they do it like a diet, because that's what it is. Let's be honest. Like Joe said to me yesterday, you know, Mum, over the years you have been so messed up around food. It was either pointed, sinned, calorie counted, measured, weighed. You've never been normal for the whole of my life around food. And he's right, I haven't. Now, if somebody has a lifestyle, and say they went to Slimming World like I have, and they do it for 6 years, and then at the end of that 6 years, they go through the maintenance part of the programme, and they listen to Slimming World podcast on a Monday morning, and the consultant there says, 12 weeks when you get to target, and by then you should be eating like a normal person. You can listen back to that one if you... Well, I've never achieved that. I don't eat like a normal person. I am either on plan or I am off plan. And unless I can choose to be on plan and following it all the time, then I'm not living the lifestyle. I'm dieting. And I honestly, if I'm totally, brutally honest, cannot foresee a time in my life when binging, overeating and whatever is not going to raise its ugly head and be a problem to me. So I've changed the name of my channel back to Jane Day, not Jane on Slimming World, because just latterly it should have been Jane off Slimming World or Jane on and off Slimming World. Let's get a bit of honesty going. I'm Jane Day. I live my life one day at a time. You know, for this morning my breakfast is on plan. I want to be on plan. I want to get rid of some of these mental health issues that I've got. I don't know, maybe I need to talk to somebody about it. But what I don't want to do is spend a week thinking I ought to put up a video, but I won't. I'm binging. I ought to put a video up, but I won't because I'd have to lie. Because I don't do videos and tell lies like that. That's why I'm being honest with you this morning. F is for fed up. F is for frustrated. F is for fantasy. If what I think I've been doing over the last couple of weeks is reality, then I was in a fantasy. F is for foolish. I have spent so much money over the last couple of weeks, including for £54 on SlimFast, and I'm now thinking, F is for food bank. Do you think they want 51 SlimFasts? Well, they're going to get them. They can do what they like with them, because I cannot bring myself to putting them in the wheelie bin. There must be somebody out there who uses the stuff, but it won't be me. So they're all packed up in the kitchen waiting to go to the F is for food bank. So that's where I'm at. I'm not unhappy. Am I not unhappy? I'm not ecstatic with myself. I am frustrated. I am disappointed in myself. But I'm not finished. You know, this is just an ongoing thing. I'm not going to use the word journey because Joe don't like it, or I've just used it. We talk about this being a journey. I think for me it's got to be a bit more about F is for focus on what you're doing this week. The rest has fled. You know, the past is behind me, the future's not here yet. All I can focus on is this 7 days, or getting through to F is for Friday, which is when I weigh in. So I don't beat myself up, so please don't tell me don't be so hard on yourself. This is a reality check. This is not me being hard on myself. You've never seen me being hard on myself. This is just a reality check, and it's honesty. Because I keep flicking onto certain channels and people who put weight on don't show up, and I was becoming one of them. Or people who've had a bad week don't do a weigh-in that week. I was becoming one of them. And that's not what my channel's about. My channel is not about making any money. It'll never be monetized. It'll never have adverts on it. It's just about me making some sort of video journal of where I'm at. Now, maybe if I could just write a journal with a pen, I'd probably do that instead, because I don't have to, like, face anybody. F is for facing other people. You know, I'm not accountable to any of you. I know that. But I am actually hoping today that with my honesty, somebody else might recognise something in them that feels exactly the same way it feels in me. So, where there's life, there's hope. I'm now going to go and eat my breakfast, and then we're going out walking, I think. So we're still walking Effie's for 5 miles a day, and we have not missed a day. But it's more proof that you cannot out-exercise a bad diet. You know, I'm walking on average, I would say, just on our walks that we do each day, that's 35 miles a week. And then when we took the car in for service last week, we'd walked at least another 5 or 6 miles that day, hadn't we, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
And then the day before yesterday, I remember saying to you, when we went into Nottingham on Saturday, we walked at least another 4 or 5 miles that morning. Then we came back, and in the afternoon we did our 5-mile walk. So I would say on average, without your general pottering around the house, going shopping, whatever, I'm probably walking 50 miles, which is what I've always done. But it doesn't make any difference at all to the final weigh-in that week, because my body needs to be doing that. I don't believe that that kind of exercise has ever helped me lose weight. What I do believe is it keeps my legs strong, and it keeps my lungs strong, and it actually makes me feel better, because when I come back into the house after walking 5 miles and we make a coffee or a drink, I am grateful that I am able to walk 5 miles, because so many people can't, and at one time I couldn't. So I need to just get my focus back onto the reality of working this plan, working this diet, living this way, and just focus on getting through to the F, which is Friday. Thanks for listening if you've got to the end, and yeah, I will be weighing in on Friday and hopefully putting up a video on Friday or Saturday with my weighing results. So take care everybody, bye.